take two. The second installment of this day. Let me close the door so there's no glare. Close the door. We'll see what happens today. I've been receiving too much disturbing news lately about family members. Family members, my brother and my mom. And on top of everything else, there we go. At least I have enough battery power. On top of everything else. On top of all the other stuff I'm trying to handle. Trying to cope as best as I can. Hopefully this will work. I've got this plugged in. This is charged. Okay, it's plugged in. My brother as a child had a tumor in his head, and it was removed, and now he's 51, I think, and they say there's another tumor that's the size of a grape, and we're praying for him, because on the 17th of April, he's supposed to go in for some scans to see if it's grown or not, or if it's malignant. And then this morning, close to this afternoon, my mom comes back from her appointment, I guess with her primary care physician, and she has a lymph node. Now I Googled it, and they say that lymph node is part of our immune system. Our lymph nodes it's a filter, and it also sends lymph node secretions. I guess they help with the body's immune system ability to attack and filter out infections. And if a lymph node is swollen, it means that it's either infected or has cancer. So I'm hoping it's not cancer. We don't know yet. She's going in for another surgery for a stent to be put in. So I'm trying to weather that. I'm trying to weather all this, on top of me not being employed, on top of me starting a business online. It seems to be a lot harder than I thought it would be. So I thought that would kind of be my life raft. It would be kind of my life hop into. I was working a regular job until I had a heart attack. And now it doesn't seem like I'm able to work a full 8-hour day. I'm on these medications that make me just fall asleep, that make me to where I can't really function well physically. And that's all they've been doing is physical labor all my life. So I'm trying to do online business, and it's turning out to be a lot more difficult than I thought. I think this is my therapy. I was supposed to go to therapy on Friday, but then my therapist had an emergency, had to cancel the appointment and reschedule it. So now I have a phone. It'll be I guess a phone therapy session on the phone with my therapist. And I think it's just like when you're having a nightmare, or when you had a nightmare, it helps to talk about your nightmare so that it's not as secreting. Hey, buddy, what's up? What's on my lip? I don't know. What's on my lip? I don't see anything on my lip. Is it a joke? Is it like one of those, hey, what's that on your shirt? Hey. Oh, yeah. What's that on your lip? My lip is on my lip. How does it go? I put my hand upon my hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Well, glad to see ya. I'm just trying to map out my game plan now. I have a whole new game. I have to think of a new game plan now. They say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's what I'm running into now. I've got all this other stuff going on. I'm bored. What should I do today? Or where should I go? I don't know. You ever watch No Country for Old Men? The guy had trouble making decisions, so he flipped a coin. Heads or tails. That was an intense scene. Did you see that one? He goes, how much have you ever lost in a coin toss? How much have you ever lost in a coin toss? And the guy guessed heads, and I guess he saved his life by guessing the right. So I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to stay bright and cheery and warm and fuzzy. But it's hard when your family members are struggling with their health. You know, my brother has to work, you know, and he has headaches, he has vision problems because of this tumor, grape-sized tumor in his head. And I guess they're trying to decide whether they need to remove it or not. I say remove the damn thing. But it's in his head. It's not like willy-nilly. But then it's like on top of that, on top of me stressing over that, my mom comes to me and says, well, my primary care physician says I got lymph nodes. And then I look up lymph nodes, and it's part of our immune system. There's one of two things. Either it's infected or it has cancer. So I'm hoping it's not cancer. And on top of that, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make money for the rest of my life. It's like, okay, God, the gig is up. Wait, a tumor can stay in your head? Yes, tumors can grow anywhere, apparently. And it's like trying to do something that doesn't require physical labor is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Because it's like, how hard is it? You know, you get a website and you tell people to go to it, and then for some reason nobody goes to it. Nobody buys anything from your website. What's up? Hey, Ed. What's it? Can you please give us concrete steps to establish habits that can make me sober from alcohol? I think if you're struggling with alcohol, like ASAP. Hey, Ed, like ASAP. What is Sean telling me? Sean left a comment. He was saying, I forget exactly what it was. I just said, stay jolly. As soon as possible. That's what now, what I recommend is stop trying not to drink, because a lot of times the struggle becomes worse, because what we have to do is put it out of our head. We have to put it out of our head, the whole drinking scenario, and then don't hang around people you drank with. Now what's good is they don't have beer commercials. Stop that this instant. They don't have drink commercials as much anymore. Because I listened to an alcoholic say, I wanted to drink when I saw a commercial. Or maybe magazines. Sometimes magazines will have drink advertisements. Be careful of magazines. Be careful of commercials on TV, because that triggers a lot. And find out the reason you started in the first place. I'm not a professional. I'm just going on what I know. And what I know is sometimes our addictions are the cause of depression. It could be the cause of something that's overwhelming us, or and the physical addiction itself is what needs to be dealt with. Get some help from your doctor. Get some help from Alcoholics Anonymous. Because sometimes you need a sponsor. You need to call somebody that is a drunk. You need to call someone who is a drunk, who has been sober. Because I used to be around a lot of people who were on AA, and yes, yeah, with practice, because it's not something, because that monkey on your back is going to grow, especially when you go to your default, because sometimes your default is, I need a drink so I can cope. I need a drink so that I can get rid of these shakes. And sometimes it's the physical addiction. When you can get past kick the habit, as I say, get past the physical addiction, then you can work on the psychological addiction. Did you get drunk to party and to have fun? So who else was that? Let me see if I can focus on this person. So if sometimes it takes a while, to find help. Sometimes it's serendipity. Somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody usually has already got help. And like, again, I'm not a professional. I'm not a trained psychiatrist or psychologist. Yeah, sometimes these coincidences are hardly coincidences. Because if somebody is really seeking help, they find it. Because if you're honest with God, God is honest with you. And yeah, it's amazing. These intricate patterns, these, I guess, butterfly effects. One person does a little action and it means the world to another person. Just like with a smile, with some kind advice or help. But yeah, I mean, look up Alcoholics Anonymous. It helps a lot of people. There are some people who are on Narcotics Anonymous. Steve O from Jackass. Who else? A lot of people, they can be role models. They can be your sponsor. Sometimes we need a sponsor. Because I used to be around a lot of people who were on Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous. And they had sponsors. They had people who had been sober for a while, and you need to have somebody kind of help you, because you're trying to help yourself, but sometimes you're not strong enough. Like me and my depression and doubt and all that, it's hard to just pull yourself away from that. You know, I call it hugging the idol. This idol that you carry with you, whether it's proverbial, whether it's a literal idol, you know, our ego, all these things that we cling to. It's like, and it's illusions. We cling to these illusions that dissolve after a while. This status that you want to have, this great thing that you want to be known for, and it's a lot of it is that we're all struggling with something, and if we just stop clinging to our idols, that thing that we make love to every day, that thing that we chase every day, you know, it it becomes something that takes our minds and hearts off of what's really important. Like your kids. Your kids are really important. Your wife is really important. Your husband is really important. Your relationship to God is really important. But we just start making love to these idols, we become addicted. It seems like the definition of an addiction is when you sacrifice everything else, everything that's really like your job, your livelihood. Your addiction becomes that idol that you're hugging. I think Mel Gibson calls it hugging the cactus, you know. So the thing is, it's not all that. It's not that important, you know. Those things that are destroying us, we get these self-destructive behavior. And it's because we hate ourselves. A lot of us hate ourselves because we're not reaching that mark, that unreasonable mark that people set for us, you know. A lot of times we just have to just start by loving ourselves. Sometimes I struggle with that, you know. You have to forget everything you did. You must forget everything you did, because those things you did were so long ago. They're not affecting you right now. But there are those reasons we have to hate ourselves. I hate myself because I couldn't stop drinking, or I couldn't stop smoking. I hate myself because of what I said to my wife this morning. Yeah, give yourself some praise. Not only praise, but grace. You know, a woman told me that one time. I was so flustered about my life. And she just looked at me and said, you've got to give yourself some grace. You know, be as easy on other people as you are on yourself. I'm sorry, reverse that. Be easy on as easy on yourself as you are on other people. Because sometimes we so easily forgive other people, but we hold these high standards that, yeah, whatever good thing we do, even if it's a bowl of ice cream, you know, even if it's like, good job, just say good job, you know. Because sometimes we're looking for other people to praise us, and a lot of times it's that void. We have a void in us that we're trying to fill because we hate ourselves. We are so disappointed in ourselves because we look over at the guy who has the big house, you know, that has no trouble making money, that doesn't have an addiction, you know. But they probably got some kind of monkey on their back. They got something they're struggling with, you know. Struggling their relationship with their daughter, their relationship with their mother-in-law, you know. Relationship to their boss. Everybody's got a struggle. And I think that's what we're all programmed to do. We're programmed to struggle rather than just accept, you know. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I think once we get past confusion, it's so confusing sometimes. All this bait and switch that's going on, you know, bait and switch, or people hypnotize you with an ideal, and then that ideal, you find out that it's just not attainable. You're better off just watching a movie at home, cuddling next to your daughter, cuddling next to your daughter and son, petting your puppy dog, you know. Your cat's probably so happy to see you. Yeah, they do. And you know what? That's how we adapt. We adapt by having some kind of an illusion, you know, or a distraction, you know. Yeah, I'm going to go to the crap tables, you know. I'm going to go watch a ball game with my buddies. And then when you go to watch the ball game with your buddies, out comes the beer. You go to a concert. Every concert seems to smell like marijuana, seems to smell like pot, you know. If you're trying to kick the habit and then you're getting that contact high, it's kind of weird. It's like you have to do all this bobbing and weaving just to get away from triggering your addiction. cool. Thank you for that. Wow. See, I'm getting encouragement. I keep hearing that phrase, what I seek seeks me. You know, it's like an old Far Eastern, what I seek seeks me. And you know what? I think people are starting to become honest. You know, they're tired of fooling around. They're tired of bobbing and weaving, you know. And then they start to have those epiphanies, you know. I guess alcoholics call it the moment of clarity. When you have a moment of clarity and you start saying, hey, I got to start working on me, and I got to stop being so hard on me. Because, oh my God, if we were to sentence ourselves, it would be the brutal, you know, hung by the neck until dead. I don't know. But we do have to give ourselves some grace. We do have to reward ourselves, you know, for a job well done. If you can get through a day, that's a job well done, you know. And I think that's what it is my God, we need to love ourselves. If we can even love our daughter or our son or our wife or our neighbor, we gotta give ourselves grace. We gotta stop focusing on what's not working. Like me, it's like I gotta make money, and I'm trying to make money, and then that very concept, that very idea, it seems to be putting a freeze on all my income. And they call it the law of diminishing return or something like that. So I think that's what it is a lot of people say nothing happens on accident. Nothing happens by accident. There's always a reason why. There's a reason why I had a heart attack. There's a reason why I wouldn't be sitting here talking into my phone if I was working where I was working, and I hated that job. It was a dingy, gross place, and it was very cutthroat, the atmosphere. And maybe that was God saying, remember Bruce Almighty when Morgan Freeman, he was with Bruce in the movie, and he just starts going boom, boom, you know, and he used his heart to revive him. Something happened to make Bruce die, and it had to do with his heart probably. And you know what? You start off with asking Jesus into your heart and all that, and I think that's what it is. It's like maybe God had to grab hold of the most important organ in my body, because if without your heart, you're not going to go very far. And it said, okay, I'm going to take you out of this situation that you hate, getting up to be at work at 7 a.m., to be among people. Some of the people were pretty good to work with, but there were some that were. Yeah, I'm here. Like I said, I'm here for those who love me. Even those who struggle to love me, you know. So I guess that's what it is this will be a progress. We are a work in progress. Give yourself some grace, award yourself, seek the right help, you know, because all I can do is I'm like your primary care physician. All I can do is refer you to people. I could look down your throat, look in your ears and all that, and just refer you to people. But it's like, maybe I can do that, because a lot of people have been helped with these sobriety programs. Because first of all, you realize you have a problem. Second of all, you seek help. And then it kind of goes from there, you know. And realize you're not in this alone, you know. You're not always in this alone. Because again, it's hard to fight an addiction. You got to have extra help. And then praying. Oh my God, the things that happen after you pray. I'm just really praying for my mother and my brother. It's like, wow, at the same time, holy cow. Some families struggle with one member who's got an issue, whether it's cancer or, you know, but man, it's and then trying to reach out for help and guidance. It's all based on what insurance you have. I've been in and out of a couple of those psychiatric wards. You know, all they do is watch you for a while. You come in to the hospital, you come into the emergency room saying, hey, I'm not feeling so hot. They stick you in a room, and you wait there in that room for hours and hours with no windows and no watch, no phone, until they can get you to a psychiatrist. And then you go to the psychiatrist just takes one look at you and says, okay, you can go home now. And it's like, hello, good day. I think that's what it is. It's like, you can't hide these things. You got to deal with them. You got to put the ugly stuff out there. All the ugly stuff. And it all comes down to, you're thinking suicidal thoughts, you're wondering, you're losing hope, and you think, oh, I'm going to go to the emergency room. And then you start talking about things, and they go, okay, we're going to put you in this room. And then we're going to wait for a psychiatrist to be available. We can't let you out on your own recognizance. Yeah, I know. I think that's what it is. It's like, it's your SOS, your save our ship. The ship is going down. The alarm has been sounded, you know, and I think that's what it is. And it's almost like being wounded in the street. People are just walking by. People are just shaking their heads, taking pictures of you, filming you as you're suffering, you know, as your life as you know it is just circling the drain, you know, STD circling the drain. I think that's a medical term, scary enough. Circling the drain. And you don't know who's going to answer your SOS. You don't know who's going to answer your cries for help, you know. And I think what it is that's how you don't just become a Navy SEAL. You've got to go through Hell Week. You've got to go through the BUDS training. You've got to go through the, you know, all the shit they throw at you. You don't just become a Navy SEAL. You don't just sign your name and walk right in. The thing is, the resistance to ring the bell. And I don't think I've rung the bell yet. I don't think I've rung the bell yet. Or the airborne and the Green Berets, you know, you don't just become a Green Beret. You have to pass all the tests. And I think that's what it is that God picks his strongest warriors to fight the battles, you know. The guy that can actually hit somebody in the forehead with a slingshot, you know. I think that's what it is consider if your life is hard, that means God thinks very highly of you. If your life is really fucking hard, then God's got his eye on you. God is watching you intently. He wants to see which way you go. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, whom shall I send? And then someone answered, here am I, Lord, send me. You know, here am I, Lord, you know. But then again, you get the bragging rights. Once you become a Navy SEAL and you can wear that trident, you know, you can wear that trident. Because sometimes spiritually and emotionally, we're going through BUDS training. Spiritually and emotionally, we're going through BUDS training. we're going through Hell Week. I think I'm almost through with Hell Week, and then it'll be time for buds training. Then I'll be able to do that Solomon's paradox. Some psychiatrist said to me, have you ever tried Solomon's paradox? It's when you take your own advice. And it's like, yeah, I can take my own advice. But I think that's what it is when you, sometimes it's tough, especially when you're old, you know, or when you consider yourself to be old. It's like, oh my God, what's the use? I mean, when I was younger, I could probably take all these hits. Well, I did take a hit. My other brother, he had Hodgkin's lymphoma. He was in his 30s though. My mom's in her 70s. So, oh my God. But when you're in the shit, when you're really in the shit, that's when you can feel God right up on you. That's when you feel God right up on you. You know, you're not alone when you're going through the shit. Ask any soldier who's been in the shit. So, I think that's what it is. It's like our copability, our coping mechanisms. Like me, it's to joke, go take a walk, look at beautiful women. That's my coping mechanism. Trying to sell adult products. Well, maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. Because sometimes many are called, but few are chosen. And it's kind of like that song, 100 men will test today, but only 3 win the Green Beret. You know, I think that's what it is. If your life is really hard, that means God has a plan. You're not just a recruit. You're going to be able to wear that De Appresso Liber patch. You got to be able to wear that trident. When these eyes close for the final time and you wake up spiritually, you're probably going to see a trident on your shirt. I'm starting to cry now. This is all getting me. I think that's what we need is a pep talk. The news isn't doing it. A lot of our teachers aren't giving us a pep talk. So it's Hercules. You ever read the story of Hercules or heard the story of Hercules? Hera made him go insane and kill his wife and kids. And he felt so bad about it that he came to a king. I forget the name of the king. And the king said, take care of these problems for me. He was trying to redeem himself. And it wasn't even his fault. It wasn't even Hercules' fault. He was trying to redeem himself after the horrible thing that he had done. And it's like Hera made him go crazy. He didn't wake up one morning and kill his wife and kids. And then he had to wrestle the lion. But you know what? That lion he killed became his armor. That lion's hide was impenetrable. After he killed that lion, he would wear it. He wore that lion as a bear's arc. And he fought the Hydra, but he didn't fight the Hydra alone. Athena helped him, so he had some help. Even though he was Heracles, son of Zeus, he had to go through a lot of shit before he can just enter into Olympus. Yeah, Samson. Samson had his eyes gouged out. His strength was through his hair. And Delilah was his weakness, the very person that he thought he loved and cared for. We have to watch out for Delilah. Samson was the chosen one. He was the one who defeated the Philistines, you know. But his weakness was exploited. We have to watch out for our weaknesses. Is it lust? But then again, it shouldn't end a person, you know. Of course we're going to give in to our lust. But then again, it's at what price? At what price, Batman? I think that's what it is. All these monks that swear to celibacy. But then again, it's all about who you happen to meet. You might happen to meet a woman that's good for you, a man that's good for you, a man that's going to stick with you through cancer treatment, you know. A woman that will, that's what my brother's wife did. My brother's wife stuck with him through the whole Hodgkin's lymphoma treatment, the chemotherapy, the bone marrow transplant. A lot of people just leave their husbands and wives if they have a condition all of a sudden. So she's probably going to wear the trident, the proverbial trident. Wow, it's good to talk about this stuff, I guess. If you like this channel, please donate. I don't mean to undercut you like that, or whatever they call that, the old bait and switch. If you'd like to help me, because this channel's not monetized yet. I gotta wait till I get 1,000 subscribers and so much watch time. I think that's what it is. I'm getting so stressed out about that, you know. I've got this hooked up to where people can come to my PayPal and pay, you know, a little donation, you know, and maybe that'll put some gas in my car. All this. Have you ever been hearing about, yeah, these websites that I have in the description of my website, or in the description of this video, there's some websites. Kingdom of Pets is a good one. That's a good website. My Naughty Naughty website, that's another one. You could buy lingerie and all that. So anyway, I'm trying to proudly promote, or shamelessly promote. That's what's weird about it. I can't get a 9-to-5. Even if I got a 9-to-5, it wouldn't be enough to pay the rent. It's crazy, the situation, you know. It's almost like Daniel being in the lion's den, you know. You're in the lion's den, and it's dark in there. The Romans used to let lions out just for entertainment, just to see people eaten by lions. I don't know. You never get out of this alive, so why take it so seriously? As long as you get to eat, as long as you have a warm place to sleep, as long as all your relatives don't die at once. So, oh wait, another one. Yeah, Achilles. Achilles was dipped in the river Styx. And his mother held him by the ankle. That's why didn't she just throw him in? It's like, just throw the, but then again, yeah, just dunk. Do like a dunk. That way the whole body is covered. The whole body. Dunk him in head first and then dunk him in feet first. But then they'd call it Achilles midsection. Yeah, dunk him like an Easter egg. Everyone, yeah. And that's why you have to be careful not to reveal your weakness. Maybe I'm a legend in my own mind. I'm wondering if that's the case. I think I'm such a watchable guy, but then I'm only talking to 1 or 2 people at a time. I am getting some views though. Those last 2, one of them is for the, what do they call that? The eclipse. It was the lunar eclipse that's coming up on April the 8th. I want to be there for that. I was there for the last one in 2017. 2017, the sky got dark for a bit. Well, I'll definitely be praying for my mom. those. I am fighting. That's right. Freedom. Where they're pulling out your intestines. I think that's what it is. Fighting. It's so weird. We fight so hard to live, but we wind up dying anyway. Just for those extra few moments of life. Just before you draw your terminal breath. Some things in life are bad. They could really make you mad. Some things make you want to swear and curse. But when you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Life is quite absurd, and that's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bow. I was singing that while I was mowing the lawn today. Thank God I have such a small lawn. Oh, are you fighting right now? I am fighting right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and are you fighting right now? I have a tendency to misread. I have a tendency to do that. I am fighting. What's hard? It feels like you're in Vietnam. You don't know what you're fighting. You don't know who you're fighting. The turncoats. You got to watch out for the turncoats. You think you're having a beautiful day. You think everything is fine. And all of a sudden your mom comes and tells you she's got a lymph node. And you look up lymph node and you find out they're pretty important. The only reason they're findable is because they're swollen with either an infection or cancer. You try not to think about cancer. But it's like, it always happens to the nicest people. It always happens to the best. The ones who help people the most are the ones who get cancer. I've been noticing that. Andy Kaufman, Norm Macdonald, a lot of people who are comedians or who help people laugh, those are the guys that get cancer. My mom's always helping people. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to speak that on her yet, because I won't speak it on her. I'll just say maybe because she has received infections from time to time. How many people am I talking to? I'm talking to Alex. Who else am I talking to? Alpha Client. Alpha Clint. Is it Clint or? I don't read good. I'm one of those kids who don't read good. Alpha Clint. I think it's Clint. Clint or Client. Sober Habits is one. I like to read off people because it's always cool when someone's doing a stream and they read off There's Sean. Who else was here? Yeah, Sober Habits, Sean. Tommy. Tommy was here. I don't like to say their last names because I don't want to give out their last names. One.
Time.
All right. Trying to figure out. I've got like my glasses. My glasses pinch my nose. The only time I can look in the mirror sometimes is this way. You're getting a close look at my face. Mein Gesicht. That's how you say it in German. Mein Gesicht. Mein Gesicht. Maybe I need to put some kind of sanitizer right here. I see that little spot right there. Oh well. Life is so good until you're starting to get old. Life is so good until you start to notice your body is breaking down. And those around you. My brothers are all in their 50s too. I'm the oldest, and I'm watching my younger brothers get bald and get bellies, and I'm struggling not to have a belly. But sometimes that's a sign of success when if you have a belly, a bit of a belly. That means you have excess. It used to be that was a sign of status, to be a little fat, to be a little chubby. It's amazing how things change through time, what people revere, what people think highly of. Anyway, I think that's the thing, is just keep your sense of humor. You gotta laugh. I keep reminding my mom, I've got to laugh. I have to laugh. Mom, I've got to laugh. But I think my humor is different. My humor is a bit ridiculous sometimes. But hey, it works for me. If your humor works for you, you're doing all right. That's why I keep my fart gun. Keep my fart gun in hand. So I guess, what does the one stand for? We are all one. I'm noticing not all of my freckles have vanished. I used to have so many freckles when I was a youngster. So many freckles. So I guess Sean joined me for a short while. Alex, some of these streams that I watch, there's so many people chatting. It's just crazy. Roma Army, she is a male rights activist or male equality activist. She's got like hundreds of people watching her streams. I think it helps to be pretty. If you're pretty, you'll get lots of views. People are just watching because you're pretty. So I got my 2 likes. I guess that's what I'll be doing now, is just chats. I tried to do a class and that didn't work too well. I had this vision that I'll be doing exercises with people. Exercises and visualization. There's this one that I invented. It's called Bubble. It was visualize a heart in the center of your chest. And visualize a light in the center of your chest, and that light continues to grow and get stronger. And then you visualize a bubble around you, a bubble that contains your entire body. You know, it's that big of a bubble. And that light in your heart keeps growing and growing until it fills that bubble. And the bubble's strong enough to deflect any negativity. And it worked. I was amazed how it helped me. I was feeling sad, negative, and then I just said bubble, and I just felt the negativity deplete. I think that's the word, deplete, deflect. So now I can just say bubble, because you have to say to yourself when you're doing the meditation, whenever I say bubble, you evoke that. So if somebody's starting to annoy you or get you upset, just say bubble. But it takes that meditation first. Sit yourself in a nice, quiet, dark room. Do that light in your heart. Have it keep growing and growing until it fills your bubble. And then that bubble appears immediately, right when you say bubble. You can say it aloud too. That's why I like those meditations, those visualizations. They actually work because our subconscious mind really does respond to our imagination, because it doesn't know the difference whether you're imagining something or whether you are actually experiencing it. Athletes do that too. You know, they'll visualize throwing a ball and having it go into the hoop, or shooting the hoop, or going the distance. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone in his time of need. So we'll just see. When you're bleeding in the streets, how many people just walk by and phone you? They have their phones trained on you, recording your suffering. I gotta laugh at stuff. How's everybody else? I think I've gone on long enough. I think I've gone long enough. Spinning the wheels round and round. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round. You spin me right round, baby, right round. I want your love. I want your love. Wasn't that on The Wedding Singer? You ever watch The Wedding Singer? That's in my movie playlist. If you go in the description, you'll find my movie playlist. You'll watch The Wedding Singer. Drew Barrymore has been in a lot of movies with Adam Sandler. 51st Dates, I think that was another Adam Sandler movie. Then there was Wedding Singer, she was in that. She was in Firestarter and E.T. and all that when she was a youngster. I want your love. That's a good song to dance to. If you ever just want to shake off the blues, just put on that song. I also like Rammstein. Rammstein. I am amazing. How are you doing today? Sometimes you got to laugh to keep... Yeah, I know. To hide the tears. You just gotta laugh to keep from crying. You're like that clown, you know? That clown that's crying inside. I think Bill Murray said that. You know, I'm just that sad clown, you know? You ever seen The Watchers? What was it, The Watchers? Who Watches the Watchers? He was telling that Mariani, I think the name of the clown was Mariani. This guy comes and says, Doc, I'm so sad. I just can't seem to get happy. He goes, well, go see that clown, Mariani. He's a funny clown. He'll get you laughing. And he looks at his doctor and says, I am Mariani. I am Mariani. I don't know. Jerry Lewis made a movie that's just recently being written, or not written, it's being viewed or shown, released. That's the word, released. It takes place in World War II. It's a clown that entertains people before they go into the gas chamber. I don't remember the name of that movie. I guess we really need clowns today. We need people. I like the clown's prayer. I want to print out the clown's prayer. It's such a touching prayer. You know, if I can, when I go to heaven, I want to hear you say, you made my people laugh, or something like that. The clown's prayer. Look it up. I think it's on Google. You can Google the clown's prayer. I like that clown's prayer. Clowns used to be to make people laugh. Now it's all about horror. You know, Pennywise, Captain Spaulding. They're all just, they're not there to make you laugh. They're there to murder you. Insane Clown Posse. What was that? Clowns? Killer Clowns from Outer Space? That says it all. It's all in the title. Yeah, it is. Maybe I didn't invent it. I just thought it up. I just thought, man, think of a light in your chest, and then it's growing and growing until it envelops you and touches the bubble that's around you. And then when you need to, just say bubble, bubble, and it activates. I kind of took that from the Gateway Experience. It's called the Gateway Experience. One of them is there's the energy conversion box, and then there's some bubble. You say the number 10, and it puts you in level 10. And then after the level 10, you visualize a number 10 with a circle around it. And that's what invokes your bubble, or evokes your bubble. And it's supposed to be a bubble that protects you. I guess in old magic it was a circle. In old magical practices you created a circle around you. And then there's the cosmic sphere. Yeah, the hemisync. If you can hear me in your right ear, you should be able to hear me in your right ear. If not, flip your headphones around. That's pretty cool. You're just listening to the ocean. And then there's all those different frequencies. Because I think it's supposed to mask the subliminal messages. That's CIA stuff. If you go to my channel and click on community, you'll be able to see the document. It's in the form of an audiobook. You read the audio, you listen to the audiobook, and it talks about their studies. You know, it's all classified information that's recently been released to the public. I thought, wow, that's interesting to know that matter doesn't exist. It's all energy. It's all our fears, our worries, our dominating thought. I'm trying to get in control of my dominating thoughts, because lately fear's been dominating my thoughts lately. Fears of an outcome, you know, because right now things aren't looking too good. Oh yeah, it's interesting to everything is old. Everything that was old is new again. All the things that the Egyptians taught, the Hermetic principles, and the Greeks knew about the atom, and we're just now, or recently, since the turn of the century, everything is fine until the 1900s. And that's when, that's right, baby. So I guess, well, I'm glad I'm able to look out the window. That's why my eyes dart up, because I see I'm looking out a window right now. Behind the phone, there's a window. So yeah, tell your friends. Maybe I can grow this channel. That'll be my Project Grow channel. See how many people. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I was halfway, now I'm more than halfway. Then I'll have to do a celebration. Yeah, they tested chemicals on people. MK Ultra. People think that might not be real, but it is. All the scary shit people did to other people just to study them. I think it's still happening now. When I was in the psych ward, a guy was saying, I'm CIA. I'm CIA. So maybe he was one of the failed projects. Because I don't think everybody can take that. Yeah, I mean, because what it was they were trying to catch up with the Russians. The Russians had already established mind control techniques. I know, and these, I'm probably going to get arrested. I don't know, but the Manchurian Candidate, hypnosis. You know, using hypnosis on a person to program them so that they will suddenly shoot up a mall or suddenly shoot up a theater. All they have to do is say a trigger word. I've seen hypnosis in action. I've been studying hypnosis for years. It's like all you have to say is a trigger word. I've watched that happen. This guy was doing a hypnosis demonstration, and the person who was hypnotized almost hit somebody. What's that called? A trigger word? Because it's basically when you hypnotize somebody, you give them a trigger word. You can do something like touch your nose, and it'll set off a whole series of commands. Telephone is a good example. If you ever look up telephone, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have many promises to keep and many miles to go before I sleep, or something like that. It was about a hypnotist. And the guy would just get on the phone and say a trigger word, and they would follow this series of commands. Scary stuff. I probably get myself in trouble. What's this you're talking about? MK Ultra? Manchurian Candidate? There was a movie called it, Manchurian Candidate. Yeah, Telephone is a very good example. It's an old movie. I think it was made in the 70s, I think. This guy would just call people up on the phone. And yeah, because the lemon protects us from acting out sometimes. Like words we shouldn't say, things we shouldn't do. If you get past the lemon, you're just left with a subconscious mind. Macerate. I think it is spelled wrong. So I don't know if I spelled it right. What, Manchurian Candidate? I don't know. I can probably see them knocking at my door soon. What's this you're talking about? Hypnotizing people and then saying a word? It's amazing what we can do subconsciously. Yes, that. Haha. Manchurian. I think the place was Manchuria, was where they did the study. I watched this, who was that guy? Jesse Ventura. You ever watch his shows? Yeah, when you were diving deep. Yeah, it was Jesse Ventura. He did these shows every once in a while about Area 51 and how heavily guarded it is. And he did this special about hypnosis. And they took this guy and they conditioned him through hypnosis to follow through with some commands. Yeah, that's like paranoia. I'm wondering if I'm a Manchurian Candidate, because you don't know you are one until someone says a certain series of words. I've been wondering that, could they just kidnap me and hypnotize me? And because I've noticed that how people behave around me sometimes. Am I a Manchurian Candidate? Have I been kidnapped and hypnotized? Then you'll probably find me dead somewhere. Oh well. I guess that's what it is overload. All these things going on in my head. Not knowing how I'm going to make it in life. I think the Matrix is collective conscience, This world is run by psychopathy, by psychopaths. People who aren't afraid to make business decisions. Can I say it? Business decisions? They're not afraid to do whatever it takes. There's no empathy. There's no concern or care. As soon as you're too old to work, that's when you lose your worth You lose your value, or too sick to work. If you're too sick to work, or if you're too old to work, you just wind up dying somewhere. I guess that's the sad part of life. They wonder why suicide is so prevalent. It's like, what's your option? What option do you have if you don't want to be homeless? That's what they're doing in Canada. They're giving people a choice. They want doctor assisted suicide rather than be homeless. Here, you just have to be homeless. That's your choice. You don't have a choice but to be homeless. So anyway, I don't have lawyers tell me what not to say. Yeah, they're mass producing robots. I saw a video. It was a short somebody made of all these robots that kind of look like dogs. Yeah, because they don't want to nuke us anymore. If they nuke us, 20,000 years of nothing and maybe more, because I don't think anything can survive for 20,000 years. 20,000 years of just radiating. That would probably terminate all life on Earth. Even if you are underground, when you come out, you're not going to be able to get anything that grows. You're going to have to resort to cannibalism, or maybe false light, artificial light, to try to keep your plants growing while the world is radiating for 20,000 years. I heard the Hopi Indians have stories about living underground. So maybe maybe that's how Atlantis was destroyed. Atlantis and Lemuria. I heard Lemuria and Atlantis had a big battle. That's why Atlantis is sunken. But anyways, who knows? We weren't there. And then Egypt was reestablished, or was established after Atlantis, I think. And then we had the Greeks, the Romans. Oh wow. I will sleep now. You just joined on. Wow. Hello me, please. Hello, follow me, please. So Bill is here. See you soon. Oh, I remember you. Yeah. Okay, and then there's Bill. Bill was with us yesterday. I'm doing okay. I'm feeling my spine being compacted. I'm sitting upright, kind of. Yes, from Turkey. My friend from Turkey. Oh boy, I've been slouching way too long. You're welcome. So I'll see what I can remember. I'm kind of discombobulated. Trying not to be discombobulated. The air is getting thin in here. I think I'm breathing up all the air. So we got 2 viewers. I think it's Bill, who's with me, KE. So I guess this is my outlet. We'll call this Ed's outlet. Who knows what the government is up to? We're all government guinea pigs. Loose lips sink ships. Is that what they say? I got 4 likes. Wow. I think I'm going to need to pull myself away, go out and get some fresh air, walk on the lawn that I just mowed, the freshly mowed lawn. I guess I'm having pork chops tonight. Yeah. So we're going to have an appointment next month. Some sun and do some. Some sun and do some. That sounds like a tongue twister. That sounds like I'm learning another language. Booty, booty everywhere. That's right. You can't pinch booties anymore. Groundwork. Walk on grass. Yes, grounding is very underrated. You walk on razor blades. Do you walk on coals, hot coals? Just for the fun of it. So I guess I'm going to have to focus on a bright future. Yeah, do some sun exposure. You know what? Vitamin D is what we're supposed to be getting from the sun. I think that's why they locked us all down during the COVID outbreak. Love you a pog? Isn't that like little poker chips, pogs? Pogs? People collect pogs. Yeah, vitamin D. Yes, yes. We have a form of photosynthesis, even though we're not green. Crazy stuff going on, man. My face is turning red. My face is turning red. Well, thank you. Thank you, and I'm glad you did. I'm wondering how I'm going to get subscribers, you know. Sometimes it is just serendipity, you know. You just happen to walk by and overhear somebody. So now I'm getting more subscribers. That's giving me some hope. I got to have hope. Got to have hope and donations. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and see a bunch of donations. If I be your dome, well, thank you. Yeah, become a subscriber. And then hit the bell icon. That way you'll be told. You'll be alerted. That's the word, alerted. You'll be alerted. So, so where's everybody from? We had one person from Turkey, Sam and KE. I think those are the only ones that joined today. That's the Turkish flag. And we had Bill. Bill stopped by to ask how I was. Bill's from Great Britain, the Britannia, the British Empire. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, you're from Oregon. Okay. My brother lived in Oregon for a while. Oregon. Now he's back in Georgia. 3 hours away. It's dank. Dark and dank. What's that? Oh, lots of hot white women. Lots of land. Pogland. Pogland. We call it Pogland. Pogland, Oregon. I'll have to look up at the word dank. Dank. Dark and dank. I know Seattle, it rains a lot. I hear a lot of rain in Pogland, Oregon. Did we just think of a word? We just created a word. Oh, Northwest. Okay. A lot of people are coming here from Jamaica. I see quite a few. Let's see. Oh, dark and dank. Lots of weed, lots of rain. Blood clot. Blood clot! That's right, blood clot. Buliakasha. I think that's how they say it. Buliakasha. All day long. Is it about to take a dab. Just a dab. In Hawaii, they called it pakalolo. Pakalolo. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's good advice. A dab. A little dab will do ya. That's what they say about Brill cream. Gonna get blitzed. I think it's legal now, marijuana. They used to lock people up for marijuana. The ganja. They call it the big green ganja. Out of an oil rig. One guy had a bin, a big bin full of marijuana in California. We had to renovate his apartment. We brought a huge bin. Yeah, you're still going strong. Not really. I think it would conflict with my medications. I'm on all kinds of heart medication. Thank God I can still afford it. Still high to this day. Psh. Nung, nung, nugga, nugga, nung, nung. Is that what Jay and Silent Bob? I know. It's like people get jealous when you're making all that profit. Benjamin Franklin used to smoke weed. That's what I heard. A lot of weird stuff about Benjamin Franklin. One of our founding fathers. Hemp. They have hemp oil too. Hemp has a lot of benefits, or the marijuana. It's got a lot of benefits. I think that's what it is. They're competing. Whenever there's competition, that's when things go awry. Things suddenly become illegal. I know. I guess they're starting to see the benefits. I think it helps glaucoma. I guess I got to read more about marijuana. The benefits of marijuana. Oh, they are? There's a lot of celebrities that favor the wacky tobacco. Yeah. There's some, you know what, our bodies take to herbs better than pharmacia. They identify herbs better than they do pharmacia. Yep. CDB. We were talking about DMT, I think, yesterday. Everybody has the same hallucinations on DMT. They say our bodies produce DMT from our pineal gland. Yeah. DMT. Sometimes you have to do it with a shaman, because the shaman knows how much to give you. The DMT. Yeah. So there's much to be said about these chemicals. Psh. It's good. Yeah, we need to detoxify. There's so much that we're exposed to that really messes with our bodies. And detoxify and fasting. Fasting helps also. Also, eating bran, like bran cereals, kind of lowers your cholesterol. I know Cheerios is supposed to lower your cholesterol. I know. That's the way the indigenous people knew what plants to eat and what plants had certain properties, like birth control and painkillers and all that. I know, because you're not adding more crap to your body. You're not adding more toxins to your body. Some people, when they fast, they drink water. They keep themselves hydrated, and it makes you more spiritually aware too. You get a lot more spiritually aware when you fast and when you pray. You get rid of all those parasitic spirits and spirits that like to to vamp you. I guess they feed off of your energy. I think that's what I need to do more of. Go out there with my bare feet, walk around in the grass. I've been doing a lot of visualization like that, just walking around in the grass, walk up to a tree, touch a tree. I'm pretty sure that's the quantum field. When you're in your imagination, you're in the quantum field. They say whatever happens on the quantum field, this world mimics it, or this world manifests what's ever happening in your head. Whatever is happening in your head happens around you. So within, so without. I think a lot of people forget that, or they don't know it. If you're having a crappy day, you have to check what's in here, check what's down here. So, so I got 3 people. It looks like I got a total of 5 likes, some likey likes. I guess, like I know, isn't that interesting? Yeah, how did you? They don't know everything. We're so trained to worship the guys in the white coat, to believe what the guy in the white coat says. But then, how many of those pills are placebos? Because the mind has a great effect on the body. Whatever somebody believes, some people have spontaneous remission when there's cancer treatment, and it's like, isn't that amazing? Physician, heal thyself, you know. But then again, the world's run by psychopaths. It's all about that money coming in. If we can't let them know they can heal themselves, there will be like God knowing good and evil. Like those ancient writings, I hear about that. It's almost like they were afraid of us knowing things. They're afraid of us having knowledge, because then we would be just like them. And POG treatment. POG, I think, is a code word, isn't it? POG. There was a game called POG. People would collect those POG discs. There are a lot of different kinds of discs that were used in POG. And then there's Donkey Kong. It's on like Donkey Kong. Wow, an hour and 24 minutes. We've been chatting. I think the air is getting thin in here. I got to open a window or something. So we got KE, we got Sean. Everyone else I think has left the building. I think that's it. So we had KE, Sean. I love how I can scroll through all these. Just scroll on down to see who attended, the attendees. So I guess we could do this tomorrow, you know. I'll have to pay attention to what time it is. I just do these spontaneously. I don't plan them anymore because nobody shows up to the planned ones. But I do them just spontaneously. That's when I get people to chat with. I love this technology. You can see me, but I can't see you. I can read your words. I can read your scripts or text. The texts. We will read the text. Today I have 5 likes. Wow. Wowee, 5 likes. Excuse me? I think it's louder this way. A thunderous fart. We look forward to thunderous farts. So I guess now we're just chilling. I think it's time for dinner now. Yeah. Let me pull the gun barrel out of my mouth. I guess it's time to cook dinner now. The sun is starting to set. I might be able to watch Fact or Fiction. I've been watching Fact or Fiction. That guy from Star Trek. It's 1 p.m. Dinner time. Oh, for me it's not 1 p.m. For me it's like probably 5 o'clock. I'm on East Coast time. Eastern Standard Time. That's what they call it. Eastern Standard Time. I'm over here in Georgia, close to Florida. I think Canada's in my time zone. I guess I'll have to stop this. I'm starting to get a hunger. I'm feeling a hunger come on. I'm glad you all joined me. I'm glad we were all able to do this talk therapy. We'll call this talk therapy. I am not a licensed therapist, but I think I can help a little bit. All right. I'm getting texts from my brother. I guess he's off work now. If I ever stop showing up, I just know I'm dead. Oh, just know you're dead? Yeah. If you ever stop showing up, just know I'm dead. If I never stop, yeah. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, come look for me. Well, it's good to laugh and joke and talk with you all. Maybe you are calling it's like talk therapy. That's right. It's like talk therapy. I don't want to, that's my disclaimer, my legal disclaimer. This is good. Talk therapy is very helpful. So now I can say I have a friend in Jamaica, I have a friend in Oregon, I have a friend in Turkey. I didn't ask, oh yeah, wait a minute. I think that's it. Jamaica, Oregon, and Turkey. And from Great Britain, the sun never sets on the British Empire. So I guess for now it's goodbye. Yes, legally responsible. Am I fit to stand trial? I have to be psychiatric. You're in Turkey, but you said you were in Oregon. You're in is Turkey a place in Oregon? Or is Oregon a place in Turkey? I shall. See you later. Hang in there, everybody. Try to slow your descent into madness. We will slowly descend into madness. There we go. Okay.